Welcome back, guys, to Terps off the BeastCoast podcast. Today I have a guest, Niambe McIntosh. If you don't know who she is, she's going to introduce who she is. But I just want to say thank her again for taking some time out with me today while we get into the TOB podcast. Niambe, if you could just introduce yourself, who you are, and what you're doing currently in the industry.
Well, I am the daughter of the reggae legend Peter Tosh, and I'm also the head of his estate, and I help carry on his legacy. And so, with that being said, my father wrote the iconic song "Legalize It," and so his legacy not only includes really diving into the cannabis space, but also he was an advocate for equal rights and justice. So we work to build his brand, his visibility. There's merchandise that I help control. There's also we're also looking to launch a CBD brand in the near future, and I'm excited about that. We've launched the Peter Tosh Foundation in 2016. We also have the Peter Tosh Museum that has opened up a few years back as well. That's in Kingston, Jamaica. We are working on a major motion film, a play, as well as continue to look for creative opportunities that we can impart my father's words and wisdom and likeness at the end of the day. Wonderful.
Such a pleasure hearing what you're doing to keep the legacy of your father going. Before we go deeper into the industry itself, I just wanted to know, before you even got into the cannabis industry, what were you doing?
Well, I've been the head of my father's estate since 2009, but at that time I was a full-time Boston public school teacher. I was working in a school called New Mission High School, and I was a math teacher as well as a special educator. Prior to that, I was an engineer, but I was in education for 10 years. And up until recently, I've retired from teaching and now really just carrying on my father's legacy full-time.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what was it, that moment, right, when you said, "Hey, I want to get into the cannabis industry"? What was it do you recall that time when you said, "I want to start doing something in this space" versus doing what you were doing?
I mean, it's my father's always been for me, he's been the pioneer of the legalization movement. And right. So, I never thought, as a child, I would see the day that cannabis would become legal. But as I've gotten older, I started to see it kind of happen around the globe, and then here in the United States, it just was automatic. It wasn't even a question. I can't even remember the exact moment, but we've always known that it was necessary for us to be in that space.
Right. Nice. So I wanted to just ask you 3 questions. Well, not even 3 questions. If you could actually give me 3 points. If somebody was thinking about getting into this cannabis space, what are the 3 things that you would tell them that they should pretty much need or deliver to be successful in this space?
Well, education is first and foremost. I'm an educator, so that's key. Really learning, taking in information from different states, understanding what the layout of the land looks like in various states, and then also understanding that you can be in this cannabis space without necessarily being someone that touches the plant. So many people have different skills, from graphic design, videography, photography, and just like any other industry, the cannabis space needs all of those ancillary services. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be, someone doesn't necessarily have to be like growing a plant or selling a plant, so to speak. So think broader than just what the average, person might consider. Lastly is, really building a team that is versed in different skill sets. We're just in a day and age where that's just necessary for no matter what you're trying to do.
Right.
So, really trying to put yourself out there and continuously network is very, very important. Excellent.
So right now, I know that you're working with a group. I apologize. What is it? M4. Can you tell me about that group for minorities?
Yes, M4MM stands for Minorities for Medical Marijuana. I'm on the board of the nonprofit organization, and so what we really are working towards is just having, creating a more inclusive environment in the cannabis sector. That entails really broadening our membership, where we have chapters in about 23 states and a couple of countries, and really helping to educate our people about how the nature of this industry. One recommendation I would give someone is definitely joining, becoming a member of the organization and really networking within that area to get a lay of the land. We also run boot camps where for people that are looking to get into the space, we offer boot camps that can help people understand, the hemp industry, that can help people understand the licensing process that's available in the various states and how to get in the space. But also we have boot camps that look at the various ancillary industries that work with the cannabis space, because as I said, just like any other industry, you're going to need your accountants, you're going to need your lawyers, you're going to need people in the market with marketing skills, graphic designers. And so I've been with the organization for over a year now, and it's just constant work. We're also continuously lobbying and advocating. We have different members that are often just advocating for social equity as each state rolls out their regulations. We are providing legislature with the information that they need to really have what we feel like would help to create a more equitable cannabis space.
Excellent. So with that said, I know that you're here based in Massachusetts, but what other works are you doing in Jamaica currently?
Well, with Corona being outside, with there being a pandemic outside, things have definitely slowed down a little bit with our work in Jamaica. And so normally we do have an annual Peter Tosh music festival that we have every year in Kingston, Jamaica. And this year we actually had a Earth Strong celebration or birthday celebration for my dad, but it was completely remote. It was an amazing success, and I still look forward to definitely. There's nothing like being in Jamaica, so that's something that we will continue to as regulations change and the environment changes. Definitely looking to have our event back live, but in the meantime, it's important for us to be flexible and be able to adapt and adjust to the times as well. So that's one of our projects. We also have with our foundation, we have an initiative called Can't Blame the Youth Foundation, and every February for Black History Month and Reggae Month, we go down to Jamaica and we work with young people to really enlighten them on the words and wisdom of my dad. We take them to the Peter Tosh Museum. and facilitate tours, really immersing them into the lyrics and the messages that my dad stood for. And so that's something that we do every February as well.
Nice. So, as far as legacy goes, I guess it's a two-part thing, because you are taking care of your dad's estate, and you also have you as yourself. What kind of legacy do you plan on leaving in this industry? What's your future plans and goals, maybe in the next 5-10 years?
Well, my father was an advocate. As I say it again, he's an advocate for equal rights and justice. But also a lot of his purpose was to promote wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness. And so the brand Seen by Peter Tosh, which is what we are looking to launch in the near future, our CBD brand, is really about not only just offering products that we know the world needs in order to help them stay balanced, but really to also provide the education, on two different levels, from just the basic education on how to consume it, how diet, the balance of mind, body, and spirit are really important. And then also continuing to just, I think that I go back to education all the time, but right. Just like continuing to provide, people with the words and wisdom that my father, sung about in his music. I think that it's very timeless, from messages to get up, stand up, from equal rights and justice. There's even African, the fact that all of us as melanated people of the diaspora, we've lost some of our identity, and really that our connection to Africa is a lot more stronger than we know. And so, like you mentioned, the vitamin D and the 2 months of sun that we get from being here, yep. That's connected, that we are Africans, and normally we would be exposed to a lot more sun and have a lot more vitamin D. And so things like that, the lists, I can go through a lot more songs, and every message really hits to the point that it's so relevant today. Excellent.
So as far as I know, that with the pandemic and everything that's going on right now, do you have any future events or anything coming up, or anything virtually that we should be on the lookout for?
Well, every year we have Peter Tosh Day, which is April 20th. I've personally recognized in the world, and so many other people across the world have now recognized that to be Peter Tosh Day. So we do a virtual event on that day, and then depending on how things go, we will be doing another virtual event, 2021, October 19th, which is my father's birthday.
Okay, great. Looking forward to that. As far as your thoughts on the industry, being that, you are a melanated woman, what's your thoughts of the industry currently for a melanated woman?
I've watched the industry evolve into the complete opposite of what I represent. So there are just large corporations that have dominated and used their wealth and their money to really control who has access, to this industry. And so it's going to take a lot more people that look like me and look like us to come together, and because that is the day we're stronger when our voices, when we're numbers, a lot